who made a difference in your spiritual life?
Oh golly, I didn't think about that one for a while. I'm not sure who. I cannot pinpoint it down.
I'd say my aunt. Um, she goes to the Church of Visitation, and I was raised Catholic and stuff. And she's been a real positive outlook in my life. She's helped me a lot in times where I was at my worst, and she is a blessing to be around. I can talk to her about anything, and you just know she has spiritual guidance in her, and she's guided me a lot and brought me back into, you know, um, church and back into the routine of things. Because whenever I was out in Des Moines, I was at a really low part of my life, and I came back and she was so welcoming, and it's something I really needed at that time. She's been a real positive influence on my spiritual guidance growing up.
And my Grandpa Bergman was my
Spiritual.
spiritual guidance.
Actually, the most positive influence, I would first of all have to say my grandmother, because my grandmother, she introduced me to Jesus Christ when I was there. It has been my grandmother, and my mom at times.
Growing up, I didn't really go to church or anything. My mom, she's definitely a Christian person, pictures and verses everywhere. I went to Sunday school when I was younger, but aside from that, that was kind of it. I kind of strayed away from it for a while. I really did, and then I met him, and it was something that, we both agreed, hey, let's go to church, and we'd never go, and it just comes too early in the morning. It does. But now we're kind of making it a habit and kind of trying to be good for each other, and keep each other on track there.
Well, I'd had to reach way back again, probably Dr. Bruce McCullough, when he was minister here. I remember my sister distinctly, Dr. McCullough was always had this black flowing robe, and he had a big beard. He came out, and the first thing my sister said was, "Is that God?" So, we always got a kick out of that. But I think he was pretty instrumental in my basic church understanding.
My grandmothers and my mother, and in that sense, my father didn't go to church a whole lot, whatever, but a good story to that of my mother was when I first met Rich. He was in the Navy, and he had his Navy buddies, and if you had somewhere you could stay overnight and weren't out on the streets, then you didn't have to be on the ship at night. So when he started coming and dating me, and then asked if he could bring some buddies and if they could stay overnight, then my father liked his beer, and he said, as long so I have a beer in the refrigerator. You're welcome to have whatever. And my mother said, if you stay overnight, you have to go to church on Sunday. So my mother and Rich and I and all his buddies, they stay all night. We had the balcony like we have here, and we had this whole row of sailors up there.